Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are on Module 1, Lesson 9, and we are continuing to practice multiplication using the algorithm. What we've done in our last lesson is multiplication using the algorithm with 2 digits. The difference today is now we're going to have 2 digits and we're going to have some regrouping going on. So we're going to be regrouping where we did not have to do that last time. Now, when there's regrouping with multiple digits in our bottom factor, we have to be really careful that we cross them off. So I'll show you that as I go. So my first question, I'm going to be using my red pen, says, Mr. Perez paints the gymnasium wall. The wall is 24 feet wide and 33 feet long. How many square feet does Mr. Perez paint? So this is an area question. This is an area question. And what I see is that there is a gymnasium wall and it's 33 feet by 24 feet. And remember, area is solved with length times width. So I'm going to be multiplying those 2 factors, and that's what they've set up the problem for me. I'm not going to be using the area model. I'm only going to be focusing on this. Now, before I start, I might want to ask myself, what do I think my answer is going to be? Well, 33 times 24 is about the same as 30 times 20. So 3 times 2 is 6 with 2 zeros. I think my answer is going to be about 600, and that's what this wavy equal sign says, means about equal to. So I'm guessing my product will be near 600. Let's see. So as always, I start in the bottom right-hand digit of the bottom factor. So I have 4 times 3 is 12. I put my 2 and I carry my 1. 4 times 3 is 12, plus 1 is 13. So I put my 3, and when I go to carry my 1, I realize there's nothing there. So I bring it all the way down. And I'm done with this digit. So I'm going to move on to my next digit. Now remember a couple of things. When I move on to my next digit, my first answer has to go right underneath it. Also, I don't want to reuse this. I've already used that, so I'm going to cross it off so I don't accidentally use it again. So I have 2 times 3 is 6, and 2 times 3 is 6. And I'm going to fill in my placeholder right there. So when I add them, I get 2 plus 0 is 2, 3 plus 6 is 9, and 1 plus 6 is 792 total. Now my estimate was kind of far off, and I think it's because I went down on the 30 and I went, 33 to 30 and 24 to 20. So my estimate was much lower because both factors I rounded down in. Okay, let's look at our next one together. So they've said I'm going to be multiplying 28 times 63. Okay, remember we always like to start with our longer factor on top, but since they're both the same length, we're going to put the larger one. 63 times 28. And you should be doing this one with me. Okay, before we get started, let's estimate what we think our answer is going to be using those multiples of 10. So 28 is about 30, right? And 63 is about 60, which 30 times 60 would be, well, 3 times 6 is 18. And then we have our 2 zeros. So I think my answer is going to be, because this is 28 times 63 is about the same as 30 times 60, which would equal 1,800. So let's see if I was right. Okay, remember we always start here. So I have 8 times 3 is 24. So we're going to put our 4 and carry our 2. 8 times 6 is 48, plus 2 is 50. So we're going to put our 0 And we go to carry our 5, but there's nowhere to carry it to, so we bring it down. Okay, before we go on to our next problem, or our next digit, I apologize, let's cross this off so we don't accidentally use it again. And then remember, with this digit, the answer has to go under that digit. So 2 times 3 is 6, and 2 times 6 is 12, but there's nothing to carry my 1 to, so I'm going to put it there. And my placeholder is right there. So again, ladies and gentlemen, this is exactly what we did in lesson 8. The only difference is now we're doing some regrouping. Okay, so when we add our 2 partial products, we get 4 plus 1 is 4, 0 plus 6 is 6, 5 plus 2 is 7, and 1 plus nothing. So our product is 1,764. Okay, let's turn into our next page, or yours might be on the back. We have a word problem now. Flathead turtles lay 52 eggs in a nest. How many turtle eggs would there be in 47 nests? So what I'm picturing in my head is 427 of these nests, which I don't want to draw all 427. And each one has 52 in it. So that clearly would be a multiplication problem. So our problem will be 427 nests, each with 52 eggs in them, which is about the same as, we could say maybe for this, we could say that would be 400. And this is about 50, which that equals 4 times 5 is 20. We're gonna add 3 zeros, 1, 2, 3. So I think our answer is going to be, our product, I'm sorry, is gonna be about 20,000. But look, we rounded this down and we rounded this factor also down. So that tells me that our actual product is going to be more than this. So let's set up our actual problem. We're gonna put our longer factor on top, making sure we're carefully lining up our place values. We're always going to start in the bottom right-hand corner. So 2 times 7 is 14, and I'm gonna carry the 1 then. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. 2 times 4 is 8. Okay, so we are done with that digit. So we're gonna cross this off so we don't accidentally use it again. Now when we go on to this digit, remember the answer has to go down below it. So 5 times 7 is 35. And since I was just at the 7, I'm gonna carry my 3 right there. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 3 is 13. So we're gonna put our 3 and carry our 1 to the next digit. 5 times 4 is 20, plus 1 is 21. So we're gonna put our 1, but there's nowhere to carry our 2, so we're going to bring it down. And then we have our placeholder. So our actual product is going to be, let's see, when we add this, I am getting 22,204. But it is close enough to our estimated product that makes me feel like I probably did the right thing. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so you have some pages here to help you if you need some help. And then on your homework tonight, when you turn to your homework, you do not need to do the area model. We are just practicing with the standard algorithm. So I'm gonna cross those off for you. And remember, don't forget your placeholders, and have a wonderful evening. Good night.